Hey guys, Sen here. In the clan capital, there is one base that everyone fears, that everyone leaves to their clanmates to take out, and no one ever wants to be the one attacking it, and that is Dragon Cliffs. But I actually have a secret on how you can make this base a lot less annoying to attack, and I call it just kill all the dragons and turn it into a cliffs. So now we're going in against our first base. So Dragon Cliffs, these dragons are super toxic, but if you can kill them, the base becomes a lot easier. Now, this base has spread out super dragons, which means that archers are not going to be a good way to take them out. Instead, Inferno dragons are going to be the way, and you're going to have to see which dragons are easier to reach and easy to pick off. These ones on the backside over here are being guarded by Inferno towers and Blastbow high HP buildings that will wreck your Inferno dragons, so those are going to be really difficult to reach, and so we're going to instead just use some zap spells to zap down the post so we can drag those dragons wherever we want on the map, like so at the very start. Then afterwards, we're going to try to kill the dragons one by one. Starting off, I drop a barb on top of this rage spell factory, and then it'll pull out this dragon. Notice how the aggro range of the dragon is based off where the dragon itself is standing and not where the post is. I dropped this barbarian down south really far away from the post, but because it's close to the dragon can fly even further away from its post, and we can use that Inferno dragon while it's distracted to snipe the barbarian. Also notice that the dragon redirects onto my Inferno dragon. Because it has to fly a really long distance to this barbarian, it can sometimes redirect and basically reprogram on top of your Inferno dragon. So make sure that whatever you're using to distract the dragon is closer and not as far away as this barbarian. But of course, my Inferno dragon was able to ramp up anyways and win the battle. But this time I waited for this barbarian that was clearing the trash to come a little bit closer to those dragons before dropping another two to snipe those super dragons. And this next super dragon actually gets pulled out by the ram, and those two dragons that killed those other two dragons are going to go in and kill a third enemy super dragon. So we have killed 4 of them already, and the 5th one is flying on over and is going to get pulled into these Inferno dragons. And now we're going to drop down another Inferno dragon while his brothers are getting killed, and we're going to use the distraction that his brethren is providing to get another super dragon killed. And there is one left on the field. That rocket balloon is soaring over, killing a spear thrower, is going to finish off the cannon. And we just need to work over to this very last super dragon. There's only one left, and we have so much army left. 2 Inferno dragons left in the army camps, and we just have to make sure that the air defense does not wreck us that's guarding this super dragon post. Now I have 2 rocket balloons that I can use to help take out the air defense super easily, but I decided to go with a different method. I wait for the dragon to fly closer to the cliff's edge, and then we pull it over with a ram. Because if I wait for the dragon to fly closer, of course it only needs to fly a closer distance, and we can more easily get it down south away from the air defense and drop an Inferno dragon to finish off the last dragon. And now, because I'm a goofy goober, I decide that I'm going to slag the rest of my army. You don't have to do this, but I just wanted to see if I can take out the rest of the base with just hogs and heals. And just with 175 camp space worth of troops, we were able to take out all 6 of the dragons. Now, the one problem with the Inferno dragons is that even though you kill a lot of dragons on the first hit, you usually don't get too many defenses, and so your work is still going to be cut out for you. But if you are able to kill all the dragons like this, I mean, a Dragon Cliffs without the dragons is just a cliffs. And if you have a full army of hogs and heal spells, you should be able to take it out anyways. Honestly, my hog raiders, or my hogging was pretty terrible on this attack. I should have gone heavier against these single target Infernos, but I just let my hogs get petered out, and they sort of spread in all different directions because I didn't really plan this out very well. And I even dropped my last heal early on to keep the hog raiders down here alive through the bomb tower. But we have 2 rocket balloons that we saved up for this backside to get through this bomb tower so my hogs don't get exploded, and then work through the blastbow afterwards. So those rocket balloons are going in and taking that all out. and we just have to see if we have enough Hog Raiders remaining to take out the rest of the base, and we should, because there's just a couple of point defenses that are pretty low level left on the back side. But yes, I was a little bit goofy and decided to slag all those troops, but you don't have to do that, and if you're able to take out even more of the base after grabbing the dragons, it'll just make your life a lot easier. But we'll just fast forward from here because it's basically just cleanup at this point. There's one little hut that's over here, but we have plenty of time, and Hog Raiders are actually pretty fast at cleaning up, so they usually do not run into too many time issues. Up next, against the next Dragon Cliffs, I noticed that there's only one Dragon Post that's super far back that's going to be annoying to get to, so we zap that down. Then we drop a Barbarian down south to clear the trash building, a Barbarian down south to clear the trash building, a Barbarian down south to clear the trash building. All right, there we go. Third time's the charm. And now we use some rams, open up the walls, and those barbs inside will finish off that spear thrower. And then as we're working on that, we will drop a ram into the middle section to pull out that other dragon that still has its post, and then a giant to pull the two dragons now out further, as well as distracting the dragons so we can use Inferno Dragons to snipe them. And actually, our Inferno Dragons are going to aggro the next dragon that was inside the base. So while it's there, I just use a ram to help continuously distract it, and then another Inferno Dragon to kill that one. Then down south, we use some rocket balloons to try to take out that air bomb so we can use a Inferno Dragon while the Super Dragon is distracted on the rocket balloons to help snipe that next dragon. So once again, we're just working around the base, just clearing as many dragons as we can. But notice how we even have archers this time, only 5 packs of them. But we're going to use those remaining rams to get around the base. And this is a time when you want to be using archers. When you see that there's a lot of HP around a certain area with multiple dragons, as well as air defenses and air bombs covering those dragons, archers are still going to be the way to go because your rage spells can cover so much and get so much value. So now we're breaking through those last few buildings, and we're using those barbs inside the rams to clear the trash buildings. We only have 5 packs of archers, so we have to make sure that we pull out those dragons and try to snipe those dragons because we don't have enough archers to try to work through all those buildings. So we drop those first 2 packs of archers while that first dragon is distracted, and with those archers and that rage, they kill the first dragon, or they almost kill the first dragon, but we're just going to pull those 2 dragons out as far as we can, then drop our last 3 packs of archers and make sure we use a ram to hold it in place. Now you have to be careful because the dragon splash breaths can hit your archers if you're not careful in a choke point like a bridge like that, but I made sure I sent my rams at an angle and made sure that those breaths did not hit my archers while they were in stealth. And just like that, once again, we clear out all of the dragons, and it's no longer a Dragon Cliffs. It is a Cliffs, and it's time to deal with the remaining defenses. We use a ram and a barbarian to kill the spear thrower compartment to make sure the next ram goes in towards the blast bow. We open up the walls to make sure that that ram can distract that blast bow instead of wandering off to the left side. And so my Hog Raiders can sneak in with the help of the heal spell over the bomb tower as well to help heal them through that first section of the base. There's not that much left on the base. We also drop our second heal on top towards the Inferno Tower, and we'll have some rocket balloons on the backside where there's no air defenses to snipe the spear thrower, and most importantly, try to get to the bomb tower if we can before my hogs reach there. A couple do splinter off and go after the bomb tower, but it is fine. Those rocket balloons have plenty in them to take that entire section out, and as the Inferno Tower goes down, there is basically nothing left that can stop those Hog Raiders, and this Dragon Cliffs gets absolutely wrecked with so many Hog Raiders left on the field. Alright, here we go against a Dragon Cliffs live now. So the thing is, when you're up against Dragon Cliffs, you always want to plan out how you're going to take out all the dragons. Of course, these are 6 spread out dragons, so these are kind of annoying to take out, but we should be able to get it done as long as we make a good plan for each of the dragons. So starting off, this dragon out here, super exposed. I'm thinking I can use a pack of minions down south and clear this cannon where there's no air coverage, and then as the minions push their way in, they should get the aggro of the dragon, and we can lure the dragon outside the range of these spear throwers over here, maybe on top of this wall. We'll see, play it by ear. And then on this right side over here, this dragon is also even more exposed, and we can pull it out with the barb on top of this small hut. and maybe use a ram to try to test for any zap traps. We just have to worry about this Spirit Thrower over here, but it's a low level one, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue. And then for this dragon over here, we can just use a Rocket Balloon, take out the air defense, and then use a Inferno Dragon to snipe the dragon. So that one's super easy. And then those back 3 dragons are the problems. So we can zap down... Wait, are these all level 1 posts? Oh, wait, we can actually zap down all of the posts. Oh, wait, I did not realize that. So 2 zaps, 2 zaps, 3 zaps. All right, this is going to be a lot easier than I thought. No, I was actually planning to use a... I was going to zap down these 2, then use a Rocket Balloon on top of this air defense, and then snipe this dragon that way. But this is going to be a lot easier than I even originally planned. Let's see how we can get this done. All right, okay, we'll take it. You want to upgrade your dragon pose, otherwise this is going to happen to you. Oh, I forget which one was the level 2. We'll just drop down 2 zaps on each of these. We'll actually take out... We'll take out this dragon first before we do, so those other dragons get lured over to this right side over there, which is going to be a better place to try to take out, to drop our 3 Inferno Dragons for those. So now the minions go in, Ram goes ahead, snipes the cannon, and then hopefully the minions grab the aggro of that dragon over there. And those barbs are now on top of the wall. Oh, they are no longer on top of that wall. Okay, but that's fine. We're going to pull that dragon out. Nice, so it's getting pulled. And hopefully that's out of range of the Spirit Throwers. Perfect. And it's fully charged up, so that is dead. Now we do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then this is the level 3, so we drop down 1 more zap, and now we can lure these on over. Ram to test for any zap traps. See, there is a zap trap. And then once those barbs die, we can pull that dragon even further out. And the Spirit Thrower locks on, but it shouldn't be an issue as long as we just keep that sneaking dragon all nice and distracted. Now we're going to snipe that Spirit Thrower as our dragon starts moving through. Maybe, can you grab that air bombs real fast? That'd be real nice. Please, please, kill. Okay, we use that ram to help distract, okay. We maybe even could have used a super dragon to try to splash them all. I didn't even consider that. Okay, wait, hold on. Now we just make sure that those dragons are distracted. 1, 2, 3. Alright, nice. We're burning through those dragons real fast. Then take out this air defense. Stop it, come back. Okay, so those dragons are locked on. 2 of them should be enough to melt through. Oh my goodness, there's no more dragons. Do we want to even use the rest of our troops? I guess we'll throw down a Rocket Balloon, I guess. Grab some Spirit Throwers. But let's just swag like the rest of our troops, alright? Sound like a plan. Those Rocket Balloons should be able to grab that low-level Spirit Thrower, and I don't feel like dropping the rest of the troops, so we'll open up the wall too, so we don't gotta worry about that later. And then I guess we will go for maximum disrespect. Okay, let's. We also maxed out on Capital Gold, but I don't have any more hits left on this account, so let's switch over to another one. Alright, so let's finish this thing off real fast with Hog Raiders. This top side doesn't have any splash defenses, so I'm coming in with a couple of Larry Barrels. We'll just try to work our way through this top section over here and try to push into this Blast Bow as fast as we can. The major threat area in this base is going to be the Blast Bow, the Inferno Towers, and the Bomb Tower sections over here. So we can use both heals, but we also want to be a little bit careful about this backside Bomb Tower if we can. So if we can get away with only using 1, that would be great. But we'll just play things by ear, because when a Dragon Cliffs has no more dragons left, especially when it's low level like this, it's a lot less threatening. So let's try to start with the Larry Barrel, see if there's any traps. Hopefully there isn't. I don't imagine there would be that many traps in front of the cannon like that. So those Larrys are going to take that out and now provide some distraction up ahead. A Zap Trap pulls that as well. A bunch of Zap Traps saves a bunch of Hogs for me. So that's the advantage of using those Larry Barrels with your Hog Raiders. They can pull traps, they can distract the defenses, and they can just get a lot of value. Let's also clear some trash buildings over here so we can start deploying over there. And then pulls another Zap Trap. I think the Barb did it that time, actually. And then we're going to target that, and then we're going to target that. Then we will do a heal spell over here on this first bomb tower. This Blast is actually doing a lot of damage because the Hog Raiders are grouping up a lot. But hopefully we can stun it and save some Hogs at this point. So stun the Inferno Towers afterwards. Those also are huge threats to Hog Raiders. So stun the other one, and we'll just try to save this last heal spell for deeper inside the base. We'll actually just drop it over here. Our Hogs are getting low. We don't want them to get picked off by the point defenses, and we'll have 2 more Rams to distract those backside Spear Throwers over there, and this should be a wrap from here. So that bomb tower is pretty low level, so it's not going to do too much damage to the Hog Raiders, and we'll just make sure that the Spear Throwers get distracted a little bit. Use those barbs inside the ram. Oh, those Hogs are getting a lot lower. We might have goofed off a little bit too much, but we should be fine from here. Using that last ram and those Barbarians inside. There's a Wizard Tower, but the Hogs are going to path through the heal as they go back there, and that should be a wrap. So even though we didn't take out too many defenses on that first hit, as long as you can grab, I would say, at least 4 or 5 dragons with the Inferno Dragons, just leave 1 or 2 left that you can take out really easily at the start of your second attack, you should be good against a Dragon Cliffs, and I hope this video is going to help you guys take out those dragons more efficiently. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed today's attacks. I know Dragon Cliffs is still the base that gives the most people the most amount of trouble, so hopefully you learned a thing or two and maybe a tip or trick on how to take out those pesky dragons just a little bit better. But make sure you join the Discord server if you haven't already, link in the description below, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. Take care.